Hello, hello. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is when you're watching. My name is Linda Hales, and today I'm being joined by my client, Tish Gentili, and she is a transformational life and business coach. And I'm going to let her take it away. Tell us who you help to transform in life and business and anything else you want us to know about you.
Thank you, Linda. I'm so happy to be here. So I help spiritual entrepreneurs who want to reach massive results without the stress and the struggle by understanding mindset, universal law of attraction, and manifestation. So
I love that. Can you tell us where you learned to do all that?
I have been a consultant with Bob Proctor for now over 12 years. And I have coached his program for a long, long time. And now I'm branching out into coaching my own programs with Linda's encouragement.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I shared this with you before. I probably did, but for everyone who's watching, um, in the it was the summer of 2020, I was invited to watch Bob Proctor's program Paradigm Shift. It was free.
Great program.
It was a 3-day program. Somebody gave me a link that was free. I don't know if it's free now or what, but I was able to sign up and attend. And I remember thinking, I love Bob Proctor. He could be my grandpa. Like, he is so gangster. I freaking love how he's just like so fiery and passionate. He's screaming in the microphone, like, what? And I was like, what? Guy. So that first and foremost made me like so receptive to what he was saying, because you and I have worked together and everyone's going to hear the story soon. But I love, I was raised in church. I don't like religion, but I love God. And I don't like calling anything that's not God, God. Like, I'm never going to say the universe or source or whatever. And I was able to, because of Bob's personality, I was able to lower my defenses for that and receive what was happening during Paradigm Shift. And during Paradigm Shift, it ended with the exercise of, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then you write all the things that you're happy and grateful now that, like they've already happened, at the end, and, for the greater of all good and anyone involved, or I want this or even better, for the greater of, everyone involved, for the greater good of me or everyone involved. And I asked this, and then I ended it with, I asked this in Jesus' name. To me, it was like a prayer of faith and affirmation, right? And I wrote in there that I would end the year at $250,000 in sales. I had never even done 6 figures in my business, let alone 250,000. And it was May. I was writing this down in May. And so I ended that year with $250,000 in sales.
That's amazing. And from a free program. So look at the amazing value he left behind, right? The legacy. And
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm going to say this. One of the reasons I was able to extract that from a free program was because I was already a skilled woman in sales.
Yeah.
A lot of times we think that all the woo and all the manifestation is going to just manifest things without us having to develop some like skill set. And what I have found is, not only have I worked with several people who did Bob Proctor's program and are certified coaches in his program, I've worked with people in the John Maxwell, who are also certified through the John Maxwell. I've worked with people who took the Robbins Madan's certification. Like, these are great programs that teach the person to facilitate transformation in others.
Yeah.
But it lacks severely in teaching people how to sell.
Absolutely.
Even if there is a module or two in sales, and even if other people who are also certified through Bob Proctor or John Maxwell or Robbins Madan, even if they're also winning, you have to know, like, where are they getting this skill set? And we are in these programs. We could be in these programs like the Tony Robbins or John Maxwell or Bob Proctor Gallagher Institute, and we can then do comparison. like, oh my God, that other consultant is doing so great. What's wrong with me? When in reality is there's something wrong with you. You are great at what you do, because this is how I built my business, with women like you who are great at what they do and finally feel safe saying, I haven't closed a sale in X amount of time. It's affecting what I feel about myself. Tell me how it was when you discovered me and what you were able to share with me on your sales call and why you decided to say, yes, Linda, let's do this.
Well, I hadn't made a sale in quite a long time. And I knew it was a lot of it was my mindset. But as just with my clients who come in, we all have these blind spots. Sometimes we get in our own way, in our own head. And the tendency is to try to do more, like go into the masculine. Let me take more action. Maybe if I post more, but then you can waste a lot of time, because if you don't know sales, you don't know the psychology behind it. You could post up the wazoo. You can show up like I was, and I was showing up very consistently. But it wasn't like translating into anything tangible for me. And as we talked about, a lot of the mindset was that I had some trauma with family. I think that was really pulling on me. And I also didn't have the identity. I didn't see myself as someone who could sell without being salesy, without being gross or pushy or whatever. And I think that the identity work was huge behind the sales, because you really touched on that a lot. And I thought, wow, I really don't see myself as somebody who can sell and also close very high ticket, coaching. I had done some, but seeing the value too of what I had to offer. Like, I think a lot of times we don't sell because we're devalued in some way because of things that happen in our life. So that's basically it in a nutshell, I would say.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that, because when people come to me and they're like, I haven't made a sale in quite a long time, my very next question is, how are you living? Oh, I have a job. Okay, great. I love that. So you have a job that's financing what you want to do with your business. I love that. But also you were like, and it's sucking my life. And I literally would love to not have to go to that job. Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm going to share right now, let's just put the number out there so people can be like, well, how much money did she make? You just closed the sale, your biggest sale that you've ever closed in your business. How much was it?
It was for $9,000. I did, offer a $10,000 package, but as you taught me, we kind of honor people who are quick decision makers. And I said, if you want to pay in full, I'll take $1,000 off. And so she paid in full, paid the whole $9,000.
Okay. So yeah. I'm gonna, you said something and you were like, kind of like iffy about it. You were like, as you taught us, you kind of honor.
Yeah.
I like to give fast action takers a reason to take action. I like to give people a reason to pay me in full, because when people pay you in full, for those of you that are watching, I know everyone watching is an entrepreneur. When people pay you in full, it creates cash flow in your business. So you're going to want people that pay you monthly for monthly recurring revenue. And you're going to want people that give you an influx of cash into your business. So I think with everyone, as you're building your business, you should offer a pay in full bonus, which is normally, hey, for those that take action fast, this is the price for that. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's what you did. And it gave you an influx of cash.
Honestly, I think there were a lot of kind of factors that really transformed that. Number one, I was doing a lot of identity work, around the whole piece. Number two, referrals are always the best way, in my opinion, to close a sale. And also she went through the funnel that you taught us.
You're getting ahead. You're getting ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll let you kind of break this down.
Okay. So one of the things that I admire greatly about Tish is her level of integrity. Tish has so much integrity. She never wants to be perceived as something that she's not. She never wants to lead anything on as anything that is, that not leading anyone on. The internet, okay, Facebook and Instagram and all of the Facebook ads and Instagram ads that we get into YouTube ads, they have a way of making us feel that if my business is not doing what that person's doing, I suck. Not knowing that, well, I'm not doing ads. Of course, I cannot have the influx of leads that they have. I don't run ads. Of course, I can't make consistent 20, 30K, 10, whatever months. I don't have a business like theirs, right? I'm a solopreneur. So Tish was very adamant and like, Linda, I don't want to lead anyone on with this interview that now I'm having consistent $9,000 months. Right. And that's the thing. If you're a solopreneur and you work with me, I will teach you to master sales. I will teach you to master what Tish was talking about, the system that I teach everyone to qualify people before they get on a call, so that you always get on a call with someone who is a yes and not an information seeker. I teach my clients to stop calling their calls discovery calls, or to stop calling them breakthrough sessions. They are sales calls. There will be a sale conversation. And like Tish said, she didn't see herself as someone who could sell at that high ticket or who could just sell, period. So the identity work I love, because Tish worked with me in a 90-day program. And during that 90-day program, she didn't make sale. But what she did do, we broke down just how to write a post. Why you shouldn't write a bunch of paragraphs clumped together. How to add a call to action to the posts. Tell us about that, because that's the identity shift. You had this sale 2 months after we were done with our, coaching container. And I was like, let's do this interview, because this is the work. And I'm going to let you speak, Tish. This is the work that every coach does that is infinitely more valuable than the money the person pays you. Check this out. After the person is done working with you, they still carry this skill set that you gave them, and it will pay them over and over. Like, return on investment is infinite after a person works with you. Like, your client is no longer your client when they stop working with you. They're always going to be your client. They're going to get this return. How do you explain to us, tell us how that happened, how you felt those 90 days when you were frustrated, like, I'm not making sales, or whatever you were feeling, and then how it happened. It was a referral and all that stuff. Let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that adding a call to action and writing a great post is super valuable, but I'm always going to go back to, and can I talk about the funnel, how amazing that is yet? Yeah. Because when you, like you said, qualify, I've had some people get into a sales call. I wish I had that funnel before, because it would have saved me a lot of time and money. So that was just, I love that funnel so much, because I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting other people's time. But just when I went into your funnel, when I experienced it, I was so impressed. It just seems so professional. It prepared me. It pre-sells you, basically, because you're like, this lady knows her shit. And, it's pretty impressive. And the questions really make you think, oh my gosh, I really do need to work with this person. I really am stuck, or I really am not really getting, where I want to go. So it's almost like the questions are an awakening, like it awakens you in some way. You're like, shit, I better make some decisions here. But it's professional, and and all of the strategies have been amazing. But I'm still going to go back, Linda, to the fact that you kicked my ass and I knew I needed my ass kicked. And sometimes you are really, really honest, and we need to hear certain things. And I think that that's what I appreciated the most, is like, sometimes we're just like almost hypnotized. And when you have somebody that has the courage to be honest with you and kick you in the ass from a loving, coming from a loving place, because I knew you were, that's what we need sometimes, you know.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
say this because it's true. I'm not scared to say what my client needs to hear because I'm more concerned about them getting the result than them liking me, because they already proved that they like me and they trust me, that they paid me. So I see that as such a big bottleneck for so many women, specifically in the coaching space. They are
Mhm.
afraid, and I call it riding the elephant in the room. I don't just address the elephant in the room, we ride it. And it's a gift. And you can also, whoever you are watching, you can develop that gift. When your clients pay you, they need you. If, for example, your client comes to many calls and you're like, why doesn't she see this? She's the problem. Why doesn't she see that? She's
Yeah.
making excuses, and you want to tell her she
You
needs to
know,
know.
yeah. I used to have a dance instructor that reminded me a lot of you. He would just tell you, and he was kind of almost abrupt, not that you were, but I loved that. So when I saw your posts and Jamila, referred me to you, I was like, that's the kind of person I need. I need somebody who's just going to tell me like it is, and also is going to look at all my stuff and give me some truthful feedback, you know. And one thing you said that really stuck out to me, which was true, it was hard to hear, but it was true. You said, Tish, you're not in your power. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh, she's right. I'm not in my power. And
Yeah,
people can feel that when you're posting or doing a video or putting
people
yourself
can
out
feel
there.
that specifically, because I remember during our work, you were like, I'm part of this networking group. I've been there for a few years. And um, I'm so, for lack of a better phrase, like, I'm so scared to like unleash my woo side
Yeah.
because I'm going to be judged. And I was like, that fear of unleashing your woo side is keeping you stuck.
Yep.
Like, be who you are. Building a personal brand is about being disruptive with your mission. Like, the more I think about why I do what I do or how I choose my clients, I'm like, if a woman doesn't have a purpose, like if you're not doing what you do in business because it's your purpose,
Hmm.
then you're not going to make money. If you're just doing it because someone told you you could make a lot of money coaching,
Yeah. Forget
that's
it.
not your purpose. And
Yeah.
and that's why I don't like working with people who haven't proven their offer, who haven't had people pay them in the past. Because if you haven't even been able to sell it, you don't believe it.
Right.
Right. So I liked working with experts. You're an expert, and you were showing, and I was like, who you are, like the way that you speak, like you even finished and published your book. What's the title of your book?
Think and grow, bitch.
Think and Grow, bitch. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, that's such a badass. You're not showing up as a badass. Someone who has the balls, the lady balls, to say, think and grow, bitch. It's not like that's gangster. You're not showing up in your power. And you were like, and I'm like, unleash your woo.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
How could you sit here and tell people about abundance and manifestation? You're not manifesting anything because you were letting life circumstances dictate your being. That's
Yeah.
the identity work. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And we were talking before, and I'll say, I wanted to share this with people is because of the law of vibration, and you should always be, feeling good. I had this belief that my life had to be all perfect and I had to be really high vibe in order to make money. And you showed me, look, girls, I have circumstances and challenges, but look at me. I'm still making money. I'm still showing up, and you can compartmentalize that, or you can still be a badass and do what you need to do in your business and not allow that stuff to affect you or bring your state down. And so you modeled that for me. I was like, shit, yeah, she is going through some hairy challenges. And look at her, how she's showing up, inspiring in your game, um,
And let's talk
powerful
about that.
sessions. Yeah.
Tish, because I practice what I preach. I have zero qualms about sharing something that other people might be like, well, that's real sensitive. And I appreciate you for speaking the way that you did and protecting, the actual facts of what I was going through. But I'm going to tell everyone here, when I started coaching this small group container that Tish was in, the very first week that we had our first meeting, in the middle of that, I get a phone call from my son who is letting me know that his job is sending him to a 28-day drug rehab. My son is in the military. So the Army was sending him off to rehab. This is how we kicked off that container. I broke down and I cried because I am a woman.
Yeah.
And every week it was like something new. Every week, something new. And I was fully transparent. While I showed up, I never once canceled one of our calls. Actually, I postponed one because I had a challenge in the middle of that week. But I never showed up and outside of my power, defeated. I coached my ass off for these women. And I showed up powerfully online. I was still like, how can you do that? I'm not going to let life dictate my business. Like, I am a woman. I am a mom. I am an entrepreneur. There's all these hats that I wear, and I can compartmentalize that, and I can step powerfully into entrepreneur. That means that I might write a post today, or I might make a reel or a live stream. And then I have the rest of the day to be a mom, or the rest of the day to go deal with life, the rest of the day to go work out, take care of my health, the rest of the day to.
Yeah.
And thank you, because truly, things happen and we forget about them. But you're very right. It was during that whole 12 weeks, it was like a problem after problem. Every time we met, it was like I got a new phone call with some new, it was like every week I stepped on a new landmine.
Yeah. It's true, but I think I really needed that to be modeled to me, And it's not that I hadn't been able to do it in the past, but I was in such a funk. To be transparent, I was having a lot of problems with my son, and very, very painful problems that triggered like deep abandonment issues that came from my father and from long ago. And I just I needed some help shifting it. And I feel like coaching with you helped me on so many levels too. It was modeling and even the way you coach, and your transparency and sharing, you're not I think the problem in the coaching world is, you're right, because we were talking about this before, is that there's an assumption that coach's life is perfect and everything's hunky-dory and you got the beautiful pictures and the expensive cars and the jets or whatever. I would love to see more coaches, and I have made a commitment as well to share a lot of my own personal issues and how you overcome it, and that it's, life just isn't perfect. There's going to be contrast. There's going to be things, but it's the tools that you have that you can shift it is what makes a big difference,
Tish, I love that you said, I wish that more coaches would be basically transparent and tell the truth. Right. And so because I have a real disruptive, what you said, I reminded you of that other person, your dance instructor, who was kind of abrupt. My style of coaching is slapping you in the face with the truth.
Yeah.
Because I used to just use a metaphorical mirror for your truth. And that wasn't working. So the way Linda talks, it's not the way Tish talks. That's why we all, none of us have competition.
No.
Right? None of
Not
us
at all.
do.
Yeah.
We may do kind of like the same thing, but no one's going to do it my style, my methodology, my way. I can't do it Tish's way, her
Yeah.
style, her methodology, right? So my way is very harsh because I want it to be I want it to shift your state.
Yeah.
So it's disruptive. That's why my brand is Rise and Disrupt. So
And
the
it
way I
did.
say that is,
Yeah.
I need coaches to stop lying. Stop
Yeah.
lying. I need women to stop lying. This is why I wrote a post the other day that said, hey, some of my coaches have said, Linda, stop writing content speaking about the dark areas of women's lives. You're going to attract problematic clients. And I'm like, no, my client is already used to winning. She's already worked with Bob Proctor. She's already done the Tony Robbins thing. She's already done the John Maxwell. She's done tons of programs. She has letters after her name. She's a professional. She has achieved things. Like, you moved as a young girl from Brazil to here with no money, and like, you've made your life here. Like, my clients are the trailblazers for their family. My clients are generational. Like, with her, the generation pivoted. Like, she's used to being the one in the family that's the trailblazer. She's the one with the degree. She's the one that's done more courageous things than anyone else in her family. She's driving the nice car. She has the nice life. She loves her life. She looks great. She, and she's having problems managing her money. And she's attracting the wrong men and choosing them into her life. And she's been in an illicit romantic relationship, like sleeping with a married man. And she enables her kids, and her kids dominate her and walk all over her. And she might be married to a very abusive man that she's scared to say he beats me because they look so good in pictures and in all these social things. And she is she is great in church. And all of these other negative, and she's not just drinking a glass of wine every night. She literally has a whole bottle every night. But she drives the nice car. She's got the great career, right? So I want to write about women's darkness because they need to know that there's a woman that understands them. They don't have to come here and front. They don't have to come here and lie. They don't have to come here and, exaggerate. They don't have to come here and posture. They can be themselves. They can be like, girl, I'm all of that and I'm confused. So I call that stop lying. But it's very hard for us to find a safe space because we're not going to use social media as a confessional.
Yeah.
Sometimes I read people's posts that are a confessional. I'm like, girl, you need therapy.
It's kind of a turnoff when I see those confessionals.
Right.
Because for me, if I'm going to talk about a problem, I want to talk about it with the intent not to just bitch, but to find a solution for it and shift it. And I love that you were a pattern interrupter. Those are the kind of people I'm typically attracted to, that even though I don't coach that way, but I was like, I need somebody to tell me the truth and go like this and go, wake up, because there's a lot of airy fairy stuff out there. Oh, well, visualize and that's all good too. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes we just need somebody to tell us how it is,
How it is. So
Yeah.
here's the deal. None of my clients are using social media as a confessional.
Yeah.
I want them, when they step through my doors, when they make that first payment, I want them to know this is the confessional. Here, we're going to get naked emotionally. Here, we're not going to lie. I can't help you get results if you do not admit that you haven't made a sale in a year. I'm not telling anybody else that. We need to know. I can't help you get the results if you're not going to tell me I've been sleeping with a married man for 3 years.
Yeah.
We're not going to get so none of my clients, and neither should you. Like, for those of you that are watching that want to work with people that make more money, that want to work with people that are high performing, you've got to speak into their darkness, because they're not coming to you because they need to make more money. They got that down.
Yeah.
They're not coming to you because they want to be more available online, more visible. They got that. But something is stopping them from making sales. They're going through a divorce. They just found out their spouse is cheating. Their kid has an addiction. Like, where do you go to deal with that? It's not therapy.
Yeah.
Right? And so me being able, like, I had a guy come through the 5-day mission Charge More Now, and he was able to see what you said about my coaching. He was like, Linda, just your directness, just you modeling that throughout the challenge, I immediately got on a call with my clients, and now I'm bolder, and now I'm able to be more direct. And this coaching is immediately giving me results in my business because they saw someone coach powerfully.
Yeah.
And I think that people as a whole, they think that coaching is supposed to be, heart-led. I am a very heart-led woman. I'm very sensitive. I'm super feminine. I'm a mom. Like I've been a mom since I was 17. Like, and I am a Hispanic woman. Like, I was raised to be a nurturer. It's not about being insensitive or not being a nurturer. It's that your clients didn't come to you for you to nurture them. They came to you for transformational life and business results.
Yeah.
So how can you do that? You have to step into your power. Many people know how to make choices, but they don't know how to make decisions. To make a decision, you must exercise your power. Can we talk a little bit about this part of the conversation? Took me back to how you felt when you made the decision to pay me on that call, because I think it was the most expensive coaching that you had paid for so far.
Yeah. I was scared shitless. I have to admit, but on some level, I also knew that you knew your shit and that you were going to be truthful, and that it was going to be, because I've been asking for somebody throughout the whole year. I thought I need a coach, but nobody was resonating with me out there in the coaching arena. And so I asked the universe, send me a coach, and I just let it go, So then when I saw Jamila talking about you, and I said, hey, Jamila, who's your coach? And, we had that first call. I just knew intuitively that you could help me. And so I was willing. I always tell my clients, what are you willing to do to get to that result that you want to have? And sometimes the willingness has to be scared shitless and do something that's terrifying.
Absolutely.
But on some level, I also knew it was the right thing, but I was scared.
I'm gonna talk about this, and then we're gonna close. It's interesting, right? The client that Tish just closed is the highest sale. What was the highest price that you had charged before for your coaching?
$7,000
for
6 months.
Is this person currently paying you for 6 months as well?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I say you don't need to make, like, you don't have to make more money. You just have to learn to make money faster.
Mm-hmm.
If you make money faster, you're going to make more money.
Yeah.
Right? So raising the price of your offer is making money faster. You're already doing the thing that you're doing for 6 months. Now you're just raising the price. Right. Or you can shorten the 6 months to 90 days in whatever type of offer that it would fit that client, and still raise your price. So making money faster. So I'm so grateful that, and so thankful that through this time with me, you were able to do that. But what I really want to talk about right now is that person came to you as a referral.
Right.
And you came to me as a referral. Jamila wrote a powerful post. She was saying, I've always been with a coach and I'm not scared to invest, or something like that. And it was a post about investing.
Mm-hmm.
And she tagged me on the post, which Jamila hardly does that. But she tagged me on that post that day. And you were you were ignited. That post resonated with you. You asked her, who's your coach? And immediately behind the scenes, because I didn't know who you were not my friend on Facebook, you went down the rabbit hole, which this is something that I teach all my clients. The reason that Tish was able to immediately book a call with me, she literally spoke to Jamila on social media, and then 15 minutes later, she had booked a call. Because my funnel is set up properly.
Yeah.
Anybody who lands on my social media page within 5 minutes of landing on it can be on my calendar. Right? So she did that. And so I reached out to her and I sent her a friend request, and she was like, I'm already on your calendar. And I was like, what? I hadn't even checked my email. And that is so powerful. I just want to teach this lesson right here. You must be visible. Yeah. Otherwise, people won't find you. And when people find you, is your social media profile optimized in a way that within 5 minutes of me landing on your Facebook page, I can get on your calendar, right? This person that was referred to you, they booked a call, they went through your funnel. What you were about to say something, so say it. But tell us also, when this person went through your funnel and you looked at her answers and you were like, this is my dream client. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, that's something that also that was so lacking in these kind of group coaching kind of arenas. I didn't have anybody to look at what I was doing and saying, this isn't the way that you're supposed to set it up strategically, right? So to make it easy to book a call, to make it easy for them to be pre-sold, to make the whole process seamless. And so I was just so grateful you went through every social media channel. And I was like, thank the Lord, as they say, because I really needed that. I needed that personalized, honest opinion. And yeah, it was just so seamless with you. When I saw all your stuff, I had already made a decision in my mind. So it was each step of the way kept reinforcing that decision. And I think that that's really important to have in place, is like you said, the minute they land on your page and each step of the way, it's pre-selling. And then when you get on the call, it was effortless. It took no effort at all, to be honest. So
I love that. Tish, where can people find you on the internet if they want to connect with you, do business with you? Where can they find you?
So if you go to my website is tishgentili.com. And if you just put in Tish Gentili, you'll find me on all platforms.
Is your book available for sale now?
My book will be available for sale. What are we in June? At the end of the month, more than likely.
Great.
Yeah.
Make sure that you put that all over your social media, because I want to buy a copy.
You're going to get a copy, girl, because since, I was just thinking about this the other day. I have so massively shifted on the inside. I feel light. I feel really good, and I feel really grateful, so, and you were a huge part of that. You got me at a really tough time, but it was the kick in the ass I needed.
Oh, I love it. You are so welcome.
Yeah.
If someone's watching and they're feeling like you were feeling on the call, or they're like, I don't know, if someone's watching and they're like, should I work with Linda? Should I not work with Linda? What would you tell them?
I would say work with Linda, because she'll kick your ass and tell you the truth. And that's what you need. You need to hear some things in order for you to shift.
Look, and she's not scared. I'm not scared.
She's not scared to tell you, and she'll give you the strategy too, which is amazing. So definitely do reach out to Linda. Yeah.
Thank you, Tish. Is there anything that you wanted to share, whether about your business or anything that I didn't ask you, that you'd like to share right now? Or if not, we're good.
The one thing that I do want to share, because you really worked with us on that, is please work on your self-image, your self-concept. It truly is even with sales, if you don't have that self-concept, you've got to develop it. It's just so important. Anyway, that's my little piece there.
Yes, identity work, identity shifts
Identity
is
work.
important.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Sometimes we work on our business and we get frustrated because the work we're doing is not giving us results, but the work we're doing is working in us.
Yeah.
And we just I want to hurry up and get results in my business. You're not getting results in your business because you haven't become the person that can have those results yet. So as you're doing the work and you think you're working on your business, let the work in you. Oh, that was powerful.
It's powerful. And that's what you told me. And that's exactly what I did and still doing, because new level, new devil, right? As they say. So you've got to keep doing the work.
I love you. Thank you so much for your time this morning. You guys, if you are in any way, shape, or form interested in working with Tish, reach out to her. If you're interested in working with me, you know where to go. It's levelupwithlinda.com. And I will see you on the other side. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.